And welcome everybody back to the Built Different Show, episode 110. As always, well, not as always, this is like our second episode together, but I'm here with Matt, I'm here with Kim, I'm your host, Thomas Saxby, and we have a lot going on, but mainly the main thing that we're going to be talking about is the NBA playoffs. The first round has already started. When this comes out, I believe we're going to be a couple games in, but that's okay. We're still going to give you a little rundown. We're still going to make some predictions. We're going to talk about baseball. We're going to talk about the NFL draft. Yes, you know what that means. When the NFL draft is here, the season is just around the corner, just a couple more months away. It's the NFL offseason is really long.
Yeah.
But how are you guys doing? What is up, my brothers?
Oh, man, pretty good, pretty good. I can't say, what can I say, man? Happy 420 to all my people out there. You know what I'm saying? All my folks, happy 420. Man, I might as well start, man. What can I say, man? So some fun facts. Well, first of all, I'm coming back from MGM, man. That was a fun trip. They got me for a little bit, but I got them a little bit. I got them back on my way out the door. But let's start off with some fun 420 stats. Remember 2015, 2016, the year when Steph Curry won his unanimous MVP? What else did he do that year, guys?
Blew 3-1.
Blew it.
Check it out. No, a fun fact.
Oh,
he
my
hit
bad.
423s. He hit 423s that year.
Will Chamberlain was probably smoking mad fucking Reggie back.
Listen, check it. What? That was garbage.
Not back in the day.
Garbage.
What up, Matt? What up, Matt?
I don't got no facts today. I just wanted to, come in, talk about, Lakers being a little upset last night. You feel me? I'm not worried, though. I was talking to Cam a little bit before this. I'm not worried. Kind of reminiscent of the 2020 playoffs in the bubble. First two series, we lost game one in both of those shits. Came back, won 4 straight in both of those. I'm not worried. Mm-hmm. Our role guys need to get a little better. LeBron needs to, pick up a little bit earlier. He picked up late in the game. AR needs to be a little bit more efficient. Luka was beautiful out there. So I think we fine. I see people already talking on the internet, on Twitter, on Instagram, everywhere. Lakers might be done. Ant-Man, we ain't KD last year. We got Bron. We got Luka. Relax. That's my opening.
And then the thing about that is Julius Randle is still dog shit in the playoffs.
He's talking about he the Luka stopper. Get the fuck out of here. Don't get me tight. Don't get me tight.
He's going to stop himself. He has never been good in the playoffs ever, and that is just insane. He's had so many chances.
So many.
But listen, man, it's WrestleMania. As we're filming today, it is Sunday. It is Easter. WrestleMania 420 NBA playoffs.
It is
my brain is going to explode with how much I have been doing over these last couple of days, but it's all worth it. It's fun. It's exciting. We got a lot of things going on. So make sure you guys like and subscribe, leave some feedback, kick back, because we got a big episode for you today. And where we're going to start first is we're going to start with everyone's 2025 NFL draft mock draft. Who wants to go first?
Well, are we going to just everyone run through their 5? And each?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
I mean, I could start real quick. Titans, I think it's just a no-brainer. Like, he's not the most talented player in this draft by far, but Titans need that next QB. I'm going Cam Ward number 1.
It seems set in stone.
It makes sense. Get Will Levis the fuck up out of here, and it makes sense. Number 2, since they got Joe Flacco and everything, given I don't think Joe Flacco's an answer for anything. But they also the Browns express it that they don't want Sanders. So they don't want a QB in this draft at all. So I'm going with the one, the only Travis Hunter, the most athletic guy in this draft. He plays both sides. He wants to play both sides of the ball. Don't know if the Browns are about to let him, but he says he wants to. I got him going number 2. Giants. This one hurts my soul, because this was supposed to be us. I got Giants going Abdul Carter. He's going to take the spot because Aziz just left in free agency. I feel like he's just going to bolster up that side of the ball for them. 4, I was thinking of going for a guy like Will Campbell. He got little arms. You feel me? He got little arms. Nobody with those little arms have ever been drafted in the top 10 before. He got little arms. He was a dog in SEC, but he got little arms. I don't think he can do
you're kind of obsessed with his little arms.
He got little arms. I don't know if he can do it. So I'm going My fault. I'm going to Shante Jonty. I feel like he could be that running back for us. He can play alongside Drake May, and he could just make life a little easier for him. So if he ever needs to take a break from throwing the ball, he could just give it up to him. And then 5 Jaguars. This one just makes so much sense because they didn't do a damn thing for their defensive line in free agency. I'm going Mason Graham. Just that
Okay.
it's just a match made in heaven for them.
That's what's up. All right. Yo, Cam, you want to go next or you want me to go?
It doesn't matter because we're kind of in line there. You know what I
Yeah?
mean?
All right,
Like in all
Yeah, you
through,
go then.
I
You
think
go.
we're
I'm a
we're
little
all
different.
in line.
A little
So Tennessee, I got Cam Ward.
course.
To Travis Hunter, of course. I don't believe they're looking for a quarterback. Giants, I think, of course, again, it wouldn't even be smooth for Shador to go there because they didn't do
No,
anything with
yeah.
the offensive line yet, even though he has had some success with the escapability and how smart we know
Yes.
that he is without having
because
a
Colorado
offensive
year
line.
one, they did not have an offensive
Yeah.
line whatsoever.
Yeah.
He was balling.
None yearly, you know what I mean? Last year, really either, you know what I mean? To be totally honest, even though they were better, you know what I mean? But
Right.
again, then I think Will Campbell. I think Will Campbell is actually going to be number
Okay.
4. To be honest, that's where
It
you know what
makes
I mean.
sense.
Yeah,
It
that's
makes
where.
sense.
Yeah, I think that's where he's really going to go
He
right
just
there,
got
unless
short
they're.
arms, small arms.
Yeah, but I still think, you know what I mean, at the end of the day, man, like New England, we know that low key, that's what they like to do, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
as far as the AFC is concerned anyway. They want to have some sort of defense so that they're always able to be inside the game. So then, you know what I mean, at the end, number 5 there, I'm going to go with Mason Graham. You know what I mean? Out of Michigan. Now,
Yeah.
number 6, can we talk about that? Can we say an honorable mention? Number 6, we
Okay.
know who have
Yeah.
the
I
6th
mean, I
pick.
feel like we're gonna agree on this one.
Okay. Number 6, I'm going Shador.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
going Shador.
I think it's a match that's already made.
Yeah,
He's tanked
okay.
his draft stock so that he
Yes.
doesn't get picked in the top 5.
Mm-hmm.
He already has ins with Tom Brady. His dad has ins with
Yes.
Tom
Yeah.
Brady.
Okay.
Yes.
I
Okay.
think it's a
Whoa.
perfect. It's a
Yeah.
comfortable match.
Oh, this
It's
is going to
very
be a great
comfortable
episode. This is going to be a great episode. We're already synced up. Let's kill
Yeah.
him. All
Well,
right.
okay,
That's a
I'll give
perfect
my
match.
1 through
Wait.
5 mock draft.
Okay. All right. Okay.
It's a little different than what you guys have.
Okay.
So, Tennessee Titans, Cam Ward, obviously,
Mhm.
number 1
Yes.
pick.
Mhm.
They need to keep trying until they get a good quarterback here. I mean,
100%.
it's not a bad move, even if he does bad,
Mhm.
whatever.
Mhm.
I don't know what his success is going to be like in the NFL. That's something that we're going to have to wait and see. But number 2, I don't have Travis Hunter yet. I think the
Oh.
Browns, they don't need that media presence. I'm not saying Travis Hunter is automatically going to be a bust, but they don't need to take that chance on someone that is saying that he's going to retire if he doesn't get to play both sides of the ball and all this other shit. I think they go with Abdul Carter. Why not put him next to Myles Garrett? That would be disgusting. I think they should take Will Howard in the late rounds of the draft. Take a chance with Will Howard, put him, behind Joe Flacco. If Joe Flacco messes up, you could put Will Howard in and then take a shot at the quarterback the next draft. But establishing Myles Garrett and Abdul Carter would be nasty in Cleveland. They need that.
No,
They need to keep
disagree.
their defensive
That would
presence
be
alive.
fire.
I have Travis Hunter going to the Giants. I think if he's going to be successful, he needs to start on a franchise like this. Strong coaching staff. I don't think he should play both spots right away. I think he should focus on one and then build up to
In
being
spurts.
that two-way player. Because it's going to be completely different. He's going to be overwhelmed. He's going to tire himself out very early in the season if he does both. That's just my opinion. But number 4, Patriots. I don't have Ashton Janty, however you pronounce his last name, but I have Armand Membu, the top
Ooh.
offensive tackle in
Okay.
this draft.
I
Okay.
like
I
that.
think if the Patriots
There's
can
nothing wrong
start
with that.
developing
Mhm.
their offensive line, I think they can have a lot of success because you already know that their quarterback, Drake May, is doing one hell of a job so far already. And you got some weapons in there already.
Mhm.
Take a running back if you really want to in the second round. But I got the Jaguars getting Ashton because you got Trevor Lawrence. He needs someone dependable to run next to him. Listen, I know Travis Etienne is good, but I don't think he's that guy to really take over games the way that Ashton could. And then obviously I have Shador at 6. I think it's a good little move for the
No,
Raiders.
Shador,
Man.
the Raiders getting Shador makes the most sense. That coaching staff, that
Pete Carroll,
Pete
yeah.
Carroll, Brady being there, it's just
Mhm.
it makes so much sense. This draft is heavy with talent of tight end and running backs later on. But I just like Ashton Genty.
Well, I mean, but that's the beauty of when your quarterback pick actually works out. You
Yeah.
have the beauty of being able to pick really whatever you want. Like
Yeah.
they can go running back here, they could go defense. I only said offensive line because like if they were to secure that and Drake May gets even more time to
Right.
pass the ball,
Yeah.
I think
Makes
it's
it makes
yeah.
perfect sense. I do like that.
Hell yeah. Imagine you just seen a midget with like a shotgun running past the camera. That's a technical difficulty.
Kev is fighting for his life.
But no, I'm not worried about the Lakers, man. What is your guys' actual prediction for the Lakers and Timberwolves? I think I'm gonna go Lakers in 5, and the only reason I say that is I think JJ Redick knows what we already know,
Mm-hmm.
and that they can't let Ant get hot, and I think they're gonna continue the press defense on Ant. I think they're gonna Julius Randle's gonna continue not doing anything. You know, Jaden McDaniels isn't gonna be 11 for 13 again in this series. You can afford Naz Reid going off on the bench. It's not like something that's game breaking, something that's going to destroy the Lakers.
No, not at all.
I trust the Lakers. I trust JJ Redick. I trust what they got going on. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That would suck. But yeah, I got Lakers in 5.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Ant-Man, Batman, Trash Can, Lakers in 5.
I love
Trash can.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay.
What you got, Ken?
Okay, listen, man. I'm gonna go with y'all. Listen, I like 5, but I think because they got one at the crib already, right? From us, right?
Yeah.
I gotta go with 6 right now. Here's the thing. I agree.
That crowd's going to be loud in Minnesota,
yes,
too.
man.
You got a good point.
Yes, I agree solely with what you said about McDaniels 11 for 13. Now, the only sneaky, scary thing about that is it was away. You can count on him doing something pretty. This is again why I got to go with 6.
That's only missing
You understand
2
what I'm
field
saying?
goals out of 13 shots, man.
Absolutely. Listen, but still,
I
that
don't-
was on the road. You count on him to have a pretty good game at home of high efficiency, regardless of how many shots he takes. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's
And
at home.
I'll
You know what
say
I'm saying?
this,
So
like,
that's
Minnesota,
he got 2 games out of them. They got 2 games out of him. You know what I'm saying? Basically out of that
Yeah.
game. So we you know what I mean? It's we gotta.
I
we got
think
some work.
I'll agree. I think I'll take the Lakers in 6 because
Yeah.
I think with the new Timberwolves front office going into effect, Alex Rodriguez, being a new majority owner with that team, they've been working hard on getting the crowd and the fan base engaged throughout the year, and I think that's really going to show when we get to Game 3, Game 4, and it's going to be rocking. But Luka thrives in that environment.
Yes.
You know who else thrives in
Yes.
that environment?
Yeah.
LeBron James. So.
Yeah.
And Austin Reeves thrives in any
Mhm.
environment. So I think,
Yeah.
get them game 1 jitters out the way.
Yeah, and the old head, long as the old head get going a little bit earlier, you understand what I'm saying? Like he just got to get going a little bit earlier. You
I love
understand what
how
I'm
we
saying?
just refer to him as the old head.
Yes, because when they blitzed, he hadn't even gotten off yet because of such a good first quarter that we had. That when they adjusted, you know what I mean, and went offensive rebound and attacking glass crazy, he was like caught in translation, still trying to get off, and then you know what I mean. So at the end of the day, I just want to see him get off a little bit earlier, and Lakers in 6. Let's go.
Get off.
Facts.
Go.
So all right, man. So we got Rockets versus Warriors. That's that series. So as we record, Game 1 is going on tonight. We don't know what has went on with that, but when the episode drops, we will know a little bit more about that series. But before even watching a game, how do you guys feel about this? To give my opinion, I think it's going to be an exciting series. It's really tough for me to say which team is going to win. I do trust Steph and Jimmy Butler a lot, though. I mean, they've been there, done that kind of thing. The Rockets, they didn't even make the playoffs last year, if I'm correct, right?
Did not.
Yeah, so this is going to be their first time in the playoffs, and it's kind of like the Kings where they were 2 years ago. They were their first time in the playoffs. They faced the Warriors, who everyone thought was kind of out of it, and then the Warriors taught them a lesson. But this time, I think Jimmy Butler plays well against the matchups. Steph Curry, especially, I don't think they're going to have an answer for him. I think I got the Warriors in 5, and it's not to discount the Rockets. I just don't think they're ready for this. But I also want to be surprised if they stretch it to a 7-game series or even win the series. They're young, they're exciting. I think they can tire out the Warriors. I just don't trust it against the vets, the people that've been here many times.
I agree. I got Warriors in 6 or 7. Just because that youth and that defense and just the energy that the Rockets can bring, I could definitely see them pushing it. But
Yeah.
it's just in these moments, and I love the comparison with the Kings. They
Mm,
finally got a top seed and they made it to the
mhm,
playoffs. Given the Kings were all offense and no defense,
Yeah.
mm.
which doesn't ever bode well for the playoffs. The Rockets actually have a very great mix of offense and defense. So I think they're going to give the Warriors a little bit more of a hard time, but I think this is just where experience takes hold,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and I just
And
have
and
the
that's the
Warriors
thing, like,
winning.
Okay.
if Udoka can draw it up to where, like, if they think of this series as a boxing match and they could really get this series into 6, 7 games, and they could tire out that Warriors team because they have nothing but youth. They have a lot of depth, a lot of young legs over there. I think they can really tire out Golden State. But do I trust that happening? I feel like Steph and Jimmy Butler especially know this, and I think they're going to be gunning at them hard earlier on in the series.
I think you put a Men Thompson on freaking Steph Curry and just let that rock.
That's going to be spicy.
I think you just fucking hope for the best on that.
Well, but I mean, that's the thing. If Houston can take Steph out of it, I don't. The Warriors don't have a chance.
No,
Not at all.
I
Okay.
think
Not at
that's
all.
All right. So let me go real quick. What I'm going to say
Okay.
is Houston are the slight favorites. I'm going to take a different position that I think that you started down the road, but I'm not sure that y'all gave a lot of respect to or credit to, right? Ime Udoka, right? He's experienced in these positions as he's
Yes.
gotten these type of players ready for these types of experiences before. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Before I would look at him like you would look at Mark Jackson and Steve Kerr. You understand what I'm saying with how, you know what I mean? Mark Jackson basically built, you know what I mean, the Warriors, and Steve Kerr just led them to their championships, right? You got the same with Boston, you know what I mean? Of course, their GM, we got to give Brad all the credit. But at the end of the day, what he was able to mold out of those guys, the championship caliber that we see of them, you know what I mean, came from Ime Udoka. So I want to
100%.
see, yeah, I want to see what happens with this. Now, it's not like, you know what I mean, I like them totally. They're the favorite through the regular season. I think that
Yes.
Steph and Jimmy are poised, you know what I mean, basically for an upset. But I think it's going to be a knock up. You know what I mean? It's going to be a fight. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
not going to be something that's just going to, because again, you guys referenced all the other things that were really important. The youth, you know what I mean? The legs, you know what I mean? Which is going to be important. I'm in on Steph is the matchup to watch. You know what I mean? I totally agree. I think that Sangoon springing free with the lack of big man depth, you know what I mean? That you know, because I want to see what Kevon Looney gonna do with his old legs. You know what I'm saying? So, man,
Well, that's the
you know
interesting
what I mean?
part of the
Like,
matchup. I think is I think they're gonna have Draymond on Sengun, and I think
yes,
Draymond could get in his head. I think he can rough him up a little bit.
yeah,
And
that's
then
what
when
it
it
does.
comes to Jalen Green, man, I think he gonna be an idiot. I think his first playoff series, he's gonna try to do a little too much,
We'll see.
turn over the ball a little too much,
Or he could go
which would
crazy.
basically mean that the Rockets' depth is gonna have to win the game for the Rockets.
They
Yeah,
got
These
that
games,
depth
I
though.
just don't
They
know.
got that depth, man.
they
They
got a lot of
do.
it.
They
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 got a
do. It's
lot
got
gonna
a
of
be
it.
lot of
fun
it.
though.
I
It's
can't
gonna be
wait. I
fun,
can't
No,
wait.
man.
I do. I 100% agree with what you're saying, Cam. Like I said, I think it's gonna be a 6 or 7 game series.
Yeah, it's gonna be matchup driven
I
like
think it's gonna be a
crazy after a
dog
while.
fight.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a dog fight, and it's gonna come down to coaching. And I mean,
Mm-hmm.
realistically, the better coach, in my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
we all know how I feel about Steve Kerr, most
Mm-hmm.
overrated coach of all time, in my opinion, one of at least. So, I
Not more overrated than Doc Rivers, but I'll give you that.
I feel like Doc Rivers gets the hate now, though. Now,
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
years, Doc Rivers was the most overrated coach.
They'll
Well, but
just
I
say he
mean
has a
that's
championship.
the thing is like even though Steve Kerr, I would agree he's overrated. He at least, and I get it, Kevin Durant, but he at least helped get the job done. Whereas Doc Rivers has had team after team after team after team after team with championship
After
potential,
team
and he's
after
only
team
gotten
after
it done
team
once.
after team
But
after team after team after
so,
team after
but
team.
hey, our predictions would have the Lakers and the Warriors next round, which we need it. We need it. It would be cinema. LeBron versus Steph in their old age. You know, it would be great. But what about the Nuggets and the Clippers? So the Nuggets actually snuck one from the Clippers
Mm-hmm.
Good
as this
game.
recording is happening.
Mm-hmm.
Good
Mm-hmm.
game.
But
Oh,
Yeah.
that was a game right
Triple
there.
double. I mean, triple overtime, right? Well,
Yeah. No,
double
but
overtime. Excuse me. I'm
but it
stuck in my head. Go ahead.
it was a great game. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
god, the matchups. Russ doing his little thing. Took a couple wild fucking floaters and layups towards the end, but did his thing. Hit a couple good shots. Hit some threes. Got some steals. He was on ass with Kawhi. Aaron Gordon was great. fucking Jokic was doing his thing. Jokic did miss some key free throws though, but I think that, oh my god, that game was great. And like I was saying in previous, I think last episode or something, like, do I think the Clippers could take this? For sure, without a doubt. Am I ever gonna trust Kawhi and Harden again to definitively say they can? No, but I think this can be a series that will be a dogfight to Game 7 if everything bodes well on either side. It's a great
Yeah,
series.
I agree. And what I would had stuck in my head was talking about Jokic narrowly missing the triple double all over again. You know what I mean? But again, giving shouts out to like Aaron Gordon, right?
Yeah.
Aaron Gordon, man, the guy's showing up every time that he needs him.
A
Rusty,
busted eye, a
listen,
busted lip. He
man,
got beat up in practice or
come
something.
on,
Most
man. Like the
important
dude
player.
is word is born, man. He is actually getting busy. We need to actually give some shouts out to Aaron Gordon. For being Mr. Denver Nugget, you know what I mean? Aside from, you know what I mean, the Joker, for real, man. Like, because listen, his overtime action is what, you know what I mean, basically help win them the game. Like you're saying, the wild.
Offensive
Yeah,
rebounds.
listen, come on, man. Like, his OT action is what won them the game. So, now as for the prediction for this series, I'm still, right, because that was at home, right? We got to think about that. That was at home, okay? I want to see what these guys do in the New Inglewood place. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk. So
They're gonna show up,
listen.
man.
Come
The
on,
fans
man.
are gonna be loud.
I want to see, man.
Yeah.
I want to see. So I am going to go Nuggets in 7.
That's I have Nuggets in 6 or 7. Yes.
I have the Clippers in 6. Now listen, hear me out.
Okay.
Hear me out.
I'm not mad at
For the Nuggets to win this game,
Mhm.
right? And listen, before this series happened, I had the Clippers in about 5 or 6.
Mhm.
But for the Nuggets to win this game, they needed Aaron Gordon to score 25. Obviously, Jokic did what he was going to do regardless.
Mhm.
Russell Westbrook had this powerful 15-point performance, even though he shot terribly. The thing is, though, they played with a 6-man rotation.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, though, it's not like them 6 people in the rotation are young.
Mm-hmm.
They're about middle of the road. Now you look over to the Clippers, right? James Harden went off. I think Kawhi had a quiet 22, but that's because he's not being written into the offensive flow as much as you would like him to be. I think he's going to get his legs warm, and I think he's going to do a lot better than that 22-point performance. But the thing is that the Clippers have the depth. You're going to see in a couple more games the Nuggets are going to get really tired. Aaron Gordon's not going to put up 25 again. Jamal Murray, he can't handle James Harden, and he's playing 47 minutes a game himself. I don't think the Nuggets can keep up this pace. I don't think they can keep up this effort, and they're going to need Jokic to – he's going to have to put up like 35, 40-point performances at some point, and I think Clippers as a collective, they're going to get the Nuggets as this series goes along in 6.
One thing I will say is you were saying Aaron Gordon isn't going to have another 25-point game. He damn well could, but also we got to talk about Michael Porter Jr. had 3 points this game. You think that's going to be
Yeah,
normal?
man.
You think that's going to be the normal? Michael
Yeah,
Porter Jr.
I think the
Michael Porter
Clippers
Jr.
got
is a
him. If
sniper.
Kawhi stays on him, yeah, I think
He only
Porter's gonna
put
have a
up
very
four-
tough series.
He only put up 4 shots. Like, I feel like if he gets a little bit of a rhythm and actually starts putting up shots, he can easily make up for whatever Aaron Gordon doesn't put up. Like you're saying, he's not going to put up 25.
Yeah.
Where I think Aaron Gordon can easily be a guy who averages 18 to 20 points in the series.
Hey, man, that's
Hey, man.
definitely fair. And then I think another key is that Kem's hero Zubac, 21 and 13.
That's huge. Hell
Mhm.
yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
Oh,
Get some better internet.
Thomas is gone. Thomas is gone.
Thomas is gone. Thomas is gone. Thomas is
Thomas is
gone.
gone.
Thomas is gone. Thomas is gone. Thomas is gone. Thomas is gone. Thomas is gone.
We were just wrapping that up. So
Mhm.
what was the next team we were going?
The
Thunder and
East.
Grizzlies, but that should be
Yeah, Thunder and 4.
Yeah.
Especially after this performance in game 1 that just ended. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, it's no. Thunder's-
it's funny because we always thought that Dylan Brooks was the issue in Memphis. Seems like there was a whole lot of issues put into one. So, when it comes down to it, I think the Grizzlies they need to set fire to this team, especially let John Morant go. John Morant needs
Fire
to
the
go to
church.
a place that'll hold him accountability for maturity because the Memphis Grizzlies are not doing that. John Morant could be a great player in this league. I just don't think it's going to happen on the Grizzlies. I mean, we've gotten all these different attempts and chances, and he's still out here throwing grenades and shooting his gun, and it's not a. I don't understand. I don't understand. He's already fucked up his money. He's already fucked up his image, and he just keeps digging the hole because now the Grizzlies are just they're 8th seed terrible.
He's just so immature. That's just what it is. It's funny. It's funny to me. He's so immature. But I mean, it's still like it's not like he's not out here trying to ball.
Yeah.
He's still doing his thing. But yeah, I agree. I don't think next year Ja's on that team anymore.
Because he needs to be for this team to evolve. He needed to be that leader, and it just never happened.
No. Yeah. So I got OKC in 4. What do you guys got?
I got OKC in 4. I mean, judging off of that 50-point game today, I don't see it. I actually something crazy is gonna have to happen just for the Grizzlies to win one game. Let alone the whole series, 50. Man. They're gonna need some very earth-shattering events to take this series.
Yeah, I'm going with a gentleman's sweep. I'm gonna let you guys. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go with a gentleman's sweep. You know,
generous.
Yeah, generous. Just real light gentleman's sweep.
Something to get the media talking.
Yeah, he's gonna have to turn into Zubats if he wants to win this.
Plus, man, these dudes are athletes and competitors. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, at some point, it's going to kick in, like what you're saying, Tom, like the negative part of it, you know what I mean, for Ja, what he can spin into the positive. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't have to win the series. All he has to do is really play his ass off in the series. 100%. You know what I mean? And show that he's still capable of carrying a team and things like that. Because at the end of the day, you know what I mean? The position that he plays and being the guard, you know what I mean? The point guard, he's supposed to steer the drink anyway. You know what I mean? In some sort of way, whether it's through his, you know what I mean, shooting or through his playmaking. And he has a bit of both. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you know what I mean? There's going to be a destination for him if he doesn't stay in Memphis, but all he needs to do is just deliver on a good performance, man. And then that again, my dude for 2 guard of the year, Desmond Bane, came through like them. He's still coming. They're trying. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't think they want to break those two up. You understand what I'm saying? Before they probably try to build something around it. But that's such a small market. They're gonna have to get rid of all of that anyway, man. I don't know what they're gonna really do
because they're relying on like these guys that they've scouted from the depths of hell, like Gigi Jackson and Scottie Pippen Jr. and all these.
Gigi Jackson in the early collegiate season was a top 10 recruit. So don't do that.
Well, but like still, I mean,
Gigi Jackson was nice. He just had a terrible collegiate season.
It was still a snipe. Nice. One thing I'll say is I think the NBA gods protected the Knicks a little bit. I think the Knicks' luck started back in the draft when they lost the first round pick, fell to 3rd, because I don't think the Knicks would be where they're at now if they drafted Zion or Ja Morant.
Didn't get KD, didn't get Zion.
Right, they didn't get KD, they didn't get Kyrie. I think the NBA gods were on the side of the Knicks that offseason, bro. Because I know I was sitting here pulling my hair like, I want KD, I want Kyrie, Zion.
How the tables have turned.
And we ended up with RJ Barrett, but we turned RJ Barrett into
OG Anunoby.
There you go.
Yep.
So moving on over to the East, first off, Cavs and Heat. I think that's an easy one we can get through. Listen, the Heat, I think they did miraculous to get to this point. Heat culture, yay. 8th seed.
Woo!
We're gonna try to shock the world. That's Heat culture. We're just gonna try to fucking upset everybody.
But they did. I'll let you cook them, but let me just give one fun fact if you didn't gloss over it, right? The first 10 seed ever to make the playoffs. So if
just
we got anything,
the Cavs, I mean, I don't.
But still, that still adds to the Heat culture. Like if you look at different notches that or different things that you could have in your hallway, like, come on, you're a business guy. That shit would be fire. Like, they've actually have a staple. Yes, they have every kind of category, you know what I mean, that they have an achievement for that at the end of that shit amounts to nothing, though. But they do have a whole, you know what I mean? I mean, they got a few, you know what I mean? Like, I love the D-Wade by himself and then the D-Wade with LeBron and Bosh, you know what I mean? That was some good stuff. But, the truth is that, like, they actually do have some pretty cool, you know what I mean?
That made it to the finals.
Yeah, like, they got some pretty cool shit, bro. Like, real shit to walk through there to make and then in Miami where they're actually situated, like they letting their nets hang a little bit,
All
bro.
They
right.
got cachet. They got
Yeah.
cachet.
Yeah.
Yes.
But in all that being said, though,
They're gonna get sideswiped.
they got Cavs in 4.
Yes.
I think I think we got a beautiful combination of people on this podcast now because like Cam is able to give that real positive light while I'm giving that real fucking negative. And then Matt's just somewhere in the fucking middle.
yeah.
I'm having a good time. I'm
Yeah, no, I got Cavs in 5. I think the Heat will sneak a game. They will get the media talking. Everyone's gonna be like, oh no, the Cavs are about to choke. And then I think the Cavs are just gonna come out and just beat their ass like game 3, 4, and
Yeah.
5.
Okay. Okay.
No,
Okay.
I got it. I got that shit in 4,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
I think
And
the Cavs are just too good, man.
so this
They're fundamentally sound. They're good.
Yeah. And then this
yeah.
is what the Cavs need. They need to get I'll say this, they need to get through the Heat quick here. They cannot play with the
Yeah.
Heat and then the next round, they're set up to face the Pacers or the Bucks. I think they need to get through that round quick too cuz if they can get to the Celtics, fully healthy, fully rested, I think it'll be good for them. But Pacers and Bucks, I think game 1 went exactly how people should have thought that it was going to go, where Giannis was going to give it
Yeah.
his all, but the Pacers were still going to win. What do you guys think about the series? Because Dame's going to come back at some point. This could be interesting.
Well, one thing I will say is the 6 games leading up to the end of the season, Giannis was averaging a 32-point triple double. The 6 games in.
He's
This
doing everything
first
he
game
can
that
for
happened.
Milwaukee.
This first game that happened last night, he put up 1 assist, and so I feel like what he needs to be is the Jokic of that team, but he can't always be the Jokic of that team with how they're set up. He has guys like Gary Trent Jr. and Bobby Portis to try to be the Aaron Gordon and the Michael Porter Jr., and it just isn't. And the Pacers are just deep. I mean, I said it last episode. If there's one team that I think could possibly, if everything goes well, upset either the Cavs or the Celtics, I say it was the Pacers, and I think the Pacers are going to handily deal with the Bucks in like 6.
Matt, off top or Tom, real quick. What was Nemhart and Siakam's stats? Because they went off, right? Do
Siakam
you guys
scored 25, and
mm-hmm.
Nemhard scored 17.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So now with those performances, right, with Dame Lillard out, with him coming back, and to the point that you added about Giannis only having 1 assist after averaging that triple double leading up into the playoffs and to get into the position that they're in. What do you guys think? I want to just ask a really quick question, right? Do you think with Dame coming back, can you count on the 25 and the 17 from Pascal and Nemhart to make this a 4-game, 5-game, or 6-game series?
I think from Pascal, you could definitely expect 20 to 25 any given night.
Mhm.
Nemhard, he's a dog. He puts in his all. I could say maybe not 17, but anywhere from 12 to 15 you could get from him any given night. I don't think Dame moves that not a fucking inch.
Mhm.
I think honestly it helps some because Dame is a liability on defense anyway. So if you put Dame on Nemhard, I think Nemhard might run through him a little bit.
Mhm.
But I think Siakam's still just going to keep doing what he's doing. I think, like I said 6, but that's me being generous. I think this could easily be a 4 or 5
Oh,
game series.
okay. I didn't know. I heard you say 6
Yeah.
at the end. Okay, got you. My bad. Okay. What about you again, Tom?
Listen, man, I'll give my whole take right here. I got the Bucks in 7. Hear me out. Hear me out.
That's why I asked the question.
So first off, shout out to the Pacers. I think they're getting a lot out of what they put into this, and they very well could win the series. I'm not saying like it's definitely the Bucks. This is just a theory that I have. And also I'm expecting Doc Rivers to make one easy adjustment that we know he's not gonna fucking make. I think you got to get Brook Lopez out of that fucking rotation. I think it's time. Brook Lopez can't be a starter. Maybe he gets some minutes if the situation calls for it, but they need to have Portis and Giannis out there. Siakam is one of the most consistent players in the league. I'll finally give him his flowers. That's what I really wanted to shout out here. But if you put Portis and Giannis at the 4 and 5, he's not. I'm not saying he's going to get shut down, but at least you can handle that issue because Tyrese Halliburton still hasn't found his shot. It's not like he's affecting the game well. So you look at the depth, and the Pacers have a very, good team with depth. But if you put Damian Lillard in there, the Pacers, all they got to do right now is contain the rest of the Bucks and make sure that Giannis isn't, basically shattering the game on both offense and defense. Dame kind of takes a little bit of pressure off of Giannis's back and makes the Pacers spread out a little bit more defensively, which only helps Giannis's game that much more. And then also they get some firepower out of the guard. And if you're expecting Kyle Kuzma to put up a cardio game again,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
think
think that'll happen again.
Yeah.
I don't think that'll happen.
But then
for
again,
sure.
it's all up to Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers is the one that needs to move Kuzma into position. He's the one
I
that needs to get
100%
Lopez
agree.
out of the rotation. Does that happen? We'll see. If Doc Rivers makes his first playoff adjustment since 2009 or whatever the fuck it was, we'll see. But if he does make those
2008.
couple of adjustments, I don't think it's definitely the Pacers. I think the Bucks have a chance.
That's why I said 6. That's why I
And
said
Giannis
6.
is out there
I
giving
think-
his all, man. He's out there banged
Hell
up.
yeah.
He's out there
Always
doing his
is.
thing. I think if he stays healthy through the series, it shouldn't be too bad. But it's Doc
So
Rivers
now,
we're talking
Cam,
about. Anyway,
you think's
So
gonna happen?
go ahead. Cam.
my
You didn't
question-
my bad.
No problem. My question was to actually get you to give your take. Because in all truth, y'all summed it up for me. I really like the Bucks sneakily, if that's a word, in 7.
Yeah.
Simply
I
put.
respect it. Okay.
Mhm.
It'll be a dogfight,
Mhm.
and honestly, this is exactly what the Cavaliers need. They need other teams to beat the hell out of each other so that when they get to the Cavs, they get so overwhelmed that the Cavs just beat the hell out of them. And I think Cavs genuinely have a chance to get to the finals. But the next matchup, bing bong, the Knicks and the Pistons. Knicks already took game 1. Listen, it looked like a struggle at first, but I think what we saw in that second half for the Knicks is exactly what we're going to see moving forward. They played gritty defense. The offense looked beautiful. Jalen Brunson looked great. Cam Payne gave out valuable minutes. I'm not counting on that, but I'm counting on everything else. Listen, man, I think the Pistons, they're a very good team. I just don't think it's their year quite yet. I think they're going to learn from this and come back next year with all the firepower they need to be a top 3 seed in the East, maybe, top 4, top 3. But I got the Knicks in 4. I think the defense is starting to really it's starting to come around, man. And that offense is always going to be there. So, I fully trust the Knicks. The Knicks are looking good at the right time here. I don't want to say they're going to go all the way to the finals because they have the Celtics waiting for them next. But I like where the Knicks are at right now.
Matty Ice.
Yeah, big dog. So what we said last week too, because I know Kem was saying
Kem
that
hates me.
Michael,
Kem hates my guts.
I know Kem was saying last week that Mikal Bridges was the 5th best small forward, or I think that's what he was saying. And then you came out with saying OG, and OG still being like another person who's just consistent as shit, man. He's doing his thing, and you said campaign you don't count on him doing what he did last night, but Michael will probably pick it the fuck up,
Yeah.
and pick up those points that that campaign was able to give. So I think now this team's playing really good. Josh Hart's doing his thing. Cat's still doing his thing. I have him in 6. I think Pistons just a little young. The great team showed a lot.
Realistically,
this
they
year.
were a 4th quarter away from winning game 1, if we're being honest. So
yeah,
yeah.
100%. So I say
That's why I just come on. My bad, Matt. Go ahead, bro.
you're good. I say in 6, but I think it's going to be this. So this is what I was talking about, Kem, where when we were talking about the Clippers and Nuggets.
Mhm.
That was my second most anticipated series of this
Uh-huh.
first round. This is my most anticipated series.
Mhm.
It's going to be a dogfight. I can see it easily going 7. I'm gonna say Knicks in 6 though, just because they got those defensive guys. They got experience. They got the fire.
This will turn Detroit into
Mhm.
men, though. No matter if they win or lose, I think they're coming out this series
100%.
So happy 420. Happy 420 one time.
Hell yeah. Hell
Right, happy
yeah.
420. So I'm going to say this. One time, real quick. Jalen Brunson, hell of a masterpiece. 34 points. What y'all touched on lightly and seemed not to highlight was the 4th quarter. It was a great goddamn game. It was great. We got to, listen, the Knicks went on a 21-0 run, bro. A
Focus on the
21-0
zero
run.
there. Focus on the zero.
Listen, 21-0 run. Now, think about this. This is basketball. That's what basketball is, a game of runs, right?
Yes.
Now, knowing that this is a fourth quarter, pretty much, I say, not necessarily a meltdown, bad adjustment for Detroit as not being there, but being able to hang in there all game long and for that run to click like that with Jalen Brunson carving them up, y'all actually giving the shout out to, you know what I mean, Okafor. I mean, damn, I said Okafor. Excuse me. OG Anunoby and Payne. Listen, man, Payne seems to go everywhere. I don't know, man. Since he left Phoenix, man, when he got valuable minutes in Brooklyn, because listen, it's nice to be able to go to the city and see these guys, you know what I mean, in two different, you know what I mean, boroughs. But he's doing this thing whenever given his chance. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So what I'm going to say here real quick is again, I don't count on that, but I love that Tom Thibodeau trusts him, because when trust is given, we also give it back in return. We exchange it, you know what I mean, with good output. So hopefully, you know what I mean, this is something to go. But I'm still going to say, because I believe in them Detroit boys, I believe, you know what I mean, a little bit. Listen, the city of Detroit has some good things going on from it. We don't live anywhere. But as far as sports go, man, they have been on a rise. So I am going to say Knicks in 6.
Okay.
I thought he was about to.
I was about to start.
Okay,
not at all. Come on, man. Look behind. Ain't no D hats behind me, man. Come on, bro. No, I'm home.
All right, and then we got the Celtics and the Magic. I think the what's the score right now? I know it was close, but
they were up 10 a few minutes ago. But I don't know. I haven't checked.
1 second. I'll cut all this empty space out.
74 to 50.
Yeah. Celtics and 4. I don't give a fuck.
74 to 59. Yeah, I think this. My bad, Thomas. I think this is like a really fun series because Magic's super defensive. They have a deep roster. This and third. They don't have the offense at all to match with the Celtics.
And it sucks,
even with Jaylen Brown like being like a little hurt. Like it, I just think I think also Celtics in 4, but it's not any shade on Orlando. It's just the offensive firepower.
Well, and that's what I think. Like what the Magic need to do this offseason, make the team a little bit better, teach their younger dudes how to stay a little bit healthier. Because if they had health this year, the East might have gone a little bit differently. Because when they started this year, they looked really, really good before Paolo went down early, and then Franz followed him, and then they came back and they made a little bit of a run to get into this position. But
look at the box score currently of this game, bro. It's only Paolo and Franz right now.
Yes.
They got to turn it. So what made them so good is that they had all these pieces. I think they need to start turning those pieces into better players, draft picks into better players. Because I really think they got something building here. I mean, I know I discredited Paolo a little bit over the last couple episodes, but I'm still high on the dude. I just think, I don't think he belongs on any top list this year. That was all.
Yo, Tatum is doing it again too, boys. My boy is 5 for 14. He's such a weird playoff performer, man.
Bro, this is why I think the Knicks have a chance against the Celtics, because when it comes down to it, the two teams are built very similarly, where they're very top heavy and their depth isn't, the best depth in the league. But when it comes to the Knicks, I think they can go offense for offense. It'll just be up to their defense. But if Tatum is going to be playoff Tatum and Jaylen Brown's a little bit hurt and Tatum's a little bit hurt himself, who knows what the hell can happen? I do think Kristaps is going to kill us.
Celtics got better depth.
Porzingis is going to fucking kill the Knicks.
Depth. Yeah. Anyway, Cam, what do you think? What do you think is this series, man? What do you
think? Man, I was just listening to him rambling on, man. He wants this Knicks thing.
I cannot wait for this series.
I love it. Their offenses are, man. But damn, don't compare the offenses like that and shit like that, because they're two totally different machines, my guy. Two totally different machines.
Hell yeah,
totally,
and we're talking about the best defensive players on the Knicks match the best offensive players on the Celtics, and it's going to be a series. And the Knicks
right now, Boston is up by 10. Whatever. Boston is up by 10 right now. Listen, man, I'm rooting for the Knicks too, man, but I'm rooting with my mind and the stats and the matchups. I ain't, you know what I'm saying, man?
You gonna learn a lesson, old man. You gonna learn a lesson, old man.
Listen. Oh, man, I rarely lose. I tell you that much. So, but here, I rarely lose. You know what I mean? So here we go. At the end of the day, I love Boston to just wipe their feet with these guys. Again, the same thing that we were talking about with Cleveland in the earlier in the earlier matchup. They cannot play with their food. They both need to be as rested as
None of
possible.
these teams
You
can, to
understand
be
what I'm
honest
saying
with
for
you.
these? No, they really can. Attrition is the biggest thing that is a factor of any
Honestly, I think
playoff.
the team.
But with the
My bad. I
with the
don't mean to cut you
playoff,
off, but I think the team that
yeah,
gets
but
further is the team that takes care of their underwhelming competition the best. Like, I think if the Knicks can sweep the Pistons, Celtics can sweep the Magic, Cavs can sweep the Heat. But if any one of them start giving up games to their opponents, I don't know. It's going to be tough because the Celtics need rest. I think that's the most important thing right now for the Celtics is they need rest. They need to take care of Orlando in 4.
Yeah, and I think it's pretty much what Kem's saying. You can't play with your food. But one thing that, like, where we all just said, except for you, Thomas, because you're such a fucking fanboy, that the Knicks, we think the Knicks are going to have a little dogfight with Detroit. So they're not going to be well rested against the Celtics, man. So I don't think they're going to win in 4 with Detroit. I doubt that Cade is going to let them get swept. So it's another reason why I think the Knicks might lose next round if they make it through this one. But anyway,
any other opinions you guys got, for the
for the
playoffs,
first
or are we
round,
set?
fuck no. Oh, we're just going through the first round? Yeah, no, fuck that. I'm good. Lakers in 5.
yeah, I'm done.
All right, so let's talk about baseball a little bit. What you guys got for me, man, so I can go off again. That was a nice little segment we had last time.
You want to start off, Kim? I liked your segment last week. I liked how you were wording
go ahead.
everything.
Let me see here. So I got a couple. I got bottom of the ninth. So it's the bottom of the ninth. Who would you choose to bat for you? I got Ellie De La Cruz or Fernando Tatis.
Oh man, that's fucking easy. I'm going with Tatis, man. I mean, like Ellie, he's a little clutch, but I don't think he's clutch as Tatis. I think Tatis is not only, and it's a hard comparison because Ellie's younger. He's in his like second or third year here, full year. But I think Tatis, man, Tatis is a dog.
Okay, same question. Same question. I'm going to go with bottom of the ninth. All right, bases loaded. You get to choose who you want to take this at bat. We're going with the Judge or Shohei.
Well, it's definitely not Aaron Judge. Sorry.
Damn. Okay, no problem.
Aaron Judge is fucking. Wait, is it the playoffs or is it the regular season?
Any game, bases loaded.
Oh. If it's playoffs, do not go Judge.
Yeah, no. If you're in the playoffs, you can't pick Aaron Judge. But I think I got Shohei no matter what, man. He's electric. He knows how to fuck over these pitchers, man. Aaron Judge, I don't know. He's a choke artist, man. I'm sorry. Until I see Aaron Judge perform well in the playoffs, I cannot really say he's better than Shohei or better than a couple other dudes. I'm sorry.
All right, bet. So I got the final. Oh, shit. Rewind that. Bring that back.
Yo, you dropping the mic
was
one of the most funniest things ever.
Yo, bro, I be trying to fucking.
That happened earlier too, right?
Yeah,
I heard a noise
key.
and I was
and then
like,
he just be like, shit.
Yeah, I be trying to. All right, bet. Here we go. All right, so listen. You got the final out. Not the final at bat. This is the final out of the World Series.
Okay. Not Aaron Judge. No, I'm just kidding.
Pressure.
No, man.
Pressure.
No, man. You need 3 outs. I mean, you need 3 strikes. Excuse me.
Okay.
3 outs. Fuck that. We need 3 outs. All right. And I want to know who you sending out there to the mound. Okay. And I'm gonna give you 4 choices.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you 4 choices. Okay. Happy 420 again.
You feel me?
I love you guys.
Paul Skeens.
Okay.
I knew he was gonna bring him up.
Zach Wheeler. Chris Sale. Or Mr. Tyreek Skubal.
Who? Oh, yeah, Skubal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you said Paul Skeens. I wouldn't pick him just yet because he hasn't been in a big pressure situation like that. I think I'm down to Zach Wheeler and Skubal, but I'm just such a fan of Skubal on the Tigers, man. He's clutch. He showed it last year. He's showing it this year. I gotta go Tariq Skubal, man. Detroit Tigers.
Bet. And this is all based off of 2024 because it's you know what I mean? It's too young.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's still early. You know what I mean? It's all for
Hell yeah. Good
2024. Okay.
questions, Cap.
School ball.
Like,
Detroit,
Okay.
stand the fuck up. Detroit, stand the fuck up.
Yeah, man. They got some winning shit going on, and that's what you know what I mean. Another shout out to them. Good shit.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
That's what I
I
have.
got some just kind of inform me a little bit on the history of the game. So one of the questions, because just in the short time, there we go, just in the short time I've even been paying attention to baseball, like actual paying attention, because I've always watched baseball, but like I know who was at mound, I know who was at bat, I know, I just was watching it for the fun of watching it, but I didn't know any of the players and I barely knew stats. So like just in the short time I've watched it, there's been the pitch clock change, random torpedo bats coming to the league. So since you've been watching it from a young age, what are some of the biggest changes that have happened from like when you started to like now? Like what are the biggest differences in the league
I mean, I think
that stand
the
out?
biggest one was the National League getting rid of the pitcher batting. I think that was huge when they went. So how it used to be is that 1 through 9 for the American League, you would get a designated hitter, which means a guy that doesn't, he's
Okay.
not on the field, he's just there to swing the bat. But in the National League, the pitcher was forced to bat in the ninth spot or wherever you put them in the lineup.
Right.
I think that was a huge change, but I also think it was a good change because watching these pitchers come up and flail at pitches or not swing the bat at all, and actually get a DH in the National League, we're starting to see more careers progress a little bit. Maybe get that extra 1 to 2 years, with the DH. We're still seeing guys like Carlos Santana in the league, and we're seeing a few other guys. I'd probably have to do a little research to actually get you a little list, but that's one of them. And then I think the other one, since I started watching, the biggest change, I think it's the playoffs, man. When I started watching, it was 4 teams each making the playoffs. Now we got
Oh
what? We got
shit.
7 teams from each league making the playoffs, and it's huge. Like I think the playoffs the last couple of years have been so exciting because of these
Yeah.
additions. Because it's a 162 game season, so to really just say 4 teams, I think it invalues what baseball is all about, which is that team that might not have been good in the first half but was amazing the second half makes the playoffs. And I say this being a Nationals fan, it really helped the Nationals. I mean, this is when there were 5 teams from each league instead of 4, but because the Nationals were able to have such a terrible start to their season but such a beautiful ending, got them to the playoffs with the wild card, and then they kind of tore through the Dodgers, Cardinals, and Astros and won the whole thing. Good questions, man.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. And one more I got is, so what is the biggest difference from MLB, like how, not like players or anything like that, from how the MLB works to any of the other 3 big leagues in the US? So like the one thing for me is like that I know personally is that MLB doesn't have a salary cap. NHL, NFL, NBA all have salary caps and shit. What's like some big differences between the leagues?
Well, I just
At
think
least
it's
for MLB at
But it's
least.
exactly what you said. I think it's the salary cap thing. Because what it does is that these small market teams can't spend as much as some of the other teams. So a lot of these teams are stuck in limbo. A lot of these teams have been asked for a long time. Like the Orioles, they got a little lucky, but they're still kind of ass because they can't spend that kind of
Right.
money. And then you look at the Pirates, you look at the Rays, you look at the Athletics. A lot of these teams, they'll get lucky every now and then, but it's not World Series lucky. Like when it comes to the
Right.
NBA, small market teams can win the championship. For the NFL, a small market team can get lucky and go on that run and win the whole thing. We haven't seen it so much in those leagues, but we have at least seen it from time to time. Like when it comes to the
Yeah.
Toronto Raptors, they got Kawhi for their 1 year and they ended up going on a run to win
Toronto,
the whole thing.
Denver,
Milwaukee, yeah,
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee actually won
Yeah.
one. You look to the NFL. I mean, I know the Rams aren't a small market, but they pretty much lucked into that chip. They ended up getting Cooper
Yeah.
Cup on a almost MVP year. They made a trade where they got rid of a good quarterback for another good quarterback. They took a risk and they won. In the MLB, you're not going to really see that, too much.
So, so do you think, like, and given whether it will ever happen or won't ever happen, do you think there should be a salary cap
No.
in the league?
No, I think there should
No.
be a salary floor. That's the
Okay.
biggest take that I
Okay.
have about that is that I think MLB needs to force these teams to spend money because even though they're small market team, they still have billion-dollar owners. So I
Right.
think like if you're gonna own an MLB team, you need to turn them into a fucking winner, especially when you have billions of
Yeah.
dollars. Because what are you here
Okay.
for? So a salary
Right.
floor, I think making teams spend money. I don't know how they would do that besides just saying, hey, everyone has to spend this amount of money. I think it would do wonders for the league because you got a lot of people out of the league right now that shouldn't be out of the league just because these teams won't spend money. So a salary
Right.
floor, I think, fixes a lot of things.
All right, cool.
Hell
That's
yeah.
all I had for you.
And I mean, yeah, so going around the league real quickly, I'm not gonna go ham. I don't think I got the stamina for it right now.
Don't got the stamina.
However, I just want to say I told you so about the Baltimore Orioles, man. I think their goose is cooked. They need a whole lot of pitching, and I don't think it's coming, man. They got a lot of good hitters, but the pitching really ain't there for them. I think the Royals, they did win today, but overall their season's not looking as good. I think exactly what I said and what Kem has alluded to. I think the Detroit Tigers are the team to beat, and not only the AL Central, but it could end up being the whole American League with how beat up the Yankees are. In the NL East, I think the Mets are going to run the board, man. I know we got the Dodgers, but I think the Mets are going to be the competition for the Dodgers. They are first in the NL East, and it seems like it's their division. And Juan Soto hasn't even really gotten going too much yet. Their pitching hasn't really, been like that yet. So I think the Mets, and a little bit that they've shown us, I think, and it's weird because I hate the Mets. I think they're a bunch of fucking choke artists, but it is what
Damn.
it is. What it is.
All right.
All right, Ken, big dog. I have a blind ranking for you.
Okay. Bet.
Blind ranking all-time wide receivers. You feel me?
Ooh.
You
Okay.
feel me?
All
All
right.
right. So 1 through 5.
All right.
I'm gonna say a name. You pick a spot, and then we'll go from there. So number 1, I got Ocho Cinco. 1 through 5. Where are you putting them?
5.
5. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So next, I got Marvin Harrison.
3.
3. Okay. Next, I got Odell.
Come on.
I'm so sorry, Kevin.
Oh man, 4, bro.
4. So then next I got Tyreek Hill.
Oh
I'm so
shit.
sorry.
It's okay, no problem. I love this. This is fire. So I gotta go 2 with him.
Okay. Oh, he left. 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then so your number 1 spot, Kev, your number 1 spot is my boy, Wes Welker.
Oh shit, yo, that was awesome. That was
So,
bullshit, bro.
so you got you got Wes Welker 1, Tyreek Hill 2, Marvin Harrison 3, Odell 4, and Chad Ochocinco 5.
That's my word. I thought you was gonna say Jerry Rice. I
know
thought you
you
was
were.
gonna say
I know
Michael
you
Irvin. I'm telling you, I thought you was gonna say greats. I'm like,
Yo,
that's why I'm like Ocho Cinco. No,
Randy.
5. Look, we're gonna put him 5. Yeah, I'm putting him 5. So all right, bet. Okay. So where Tom at, bro? Come back in the room.
Yeah. Okay, so 1 through 5. I'm gonna go one by one. You put them in position. You feel me? Starting off, I got Mr. Chad Ochocinco.
Ooh. That's the thing, Matt. I
You
think you're a
you
fucking
played this a few times, so
I think
we
you're a
played
troll,
this.
and I think your full purpose is to fuck us over.
Yes.
I feel like you'll have someone better than Chad Ochocinco, but
Okay.
I don't think you'll have too many more players better. So I'm gonna go 2.
Interesting. Okay. So, all right. So, number 2, I got Marvin Harrison.
Well, he's a 1-year rookie. Rookie season wasn't what everyone wanted it to be. I still think he got great talent, but I'll put him at 5.
Wait, what?
Marvin Harrison Jr., right?
No.
No,
What?
Marvin Harrison.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
Bro.
All right, Marvin Harrison, I'll put him at 3. I'll put him at 3.
I was like, what the fuck? Well, you
My
got
bad.
Marvin Harrison
I thought I
under
heard
Ocho.
Junior. I thought I heard Junior.
You got Marvin Harrison under Ocho. Interesting. You can't go back now, motherfucker. Next I got Odell Jr. Odell Beckham.
I think that's a comfy 4.
Comfy 4. Interesting. All right. Next I got Tyreek Hill.
I think I could put him at 1. I can make the case for him being better than Chad, bro. He rocked it.
And Marvin Harrison is quite interesting.
Man. Well, I already put Marvin Harrison at third, so I got.
I don't know why you would put Marvin Harrison under Odell, or under Ocho, but you did.
But I think it's respectable to put Tyreek Hill at 1.
Interesting. And so your 5th spot goes to Wes Welker.
Yeah, because you're a fucking troll, Matt.
But no, I will say you would have had the perfect list if you put Marvin Harrison 1. But your list is not bad. You want to hear?
No, because honestly, I can't justify Tyreek Hill over under Chad Ochocinco. I can't.
I get that, but do you want to hear? But you can justify Marvin Harrison under him anyway. You want to hear Chems?
Sure.
I'm gonna start at 5. Ochocinco 5. Odell 4. Marvin Harrison 3. Just like you. Tyreek Hill 2. Wes Welker 1. You did beat him in this draft today, but still not the best outing by both of y'all.
No.
Not at all, man. Not
that
at all.
was a
good
great,
shit, boys.
Great,
good shit, boys.
Great,
no, that was good. So listen.
Now I know he be trolling.
So let's dive right in. Top 5 at each position. Let's dive into it. Let's get this going.
So we're all gonna do point guards, then shooting guard. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So point guard. Who wants to kick it off? This will be interesting.
I could kick it off.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
So one, I got boy Curry right there. My boy Curry.
Okay.
At best point guard of all time. He changed the game. Number 2, I got Magic Johnson. He saved the NBA. Him alongside Bird. They brought it back to relevancy. Number 3, I got Big O. He saved Kareem. No, I'm playing. We're not gonna get back into that. But he was Mr. I'm sorry, Kevin.
You guys just start fucking arguing again. I'll be like, all right, episode over.
That's Mr. Triple Double. He was a dog. He redefined the position at that time. Number 4, I got the OGIT. You know what I'm saying? Detroit Pistons IT.
Mm-hmm.
He was a dog. I feel like if he was in today's era, his numbers would be out of this world. His efficiency was great. And then number 5, this is the big controversial spot, but this is just my bias coming into play. I'm having CP3 at number 5.
Okay. Okay. So listen, mine is going to vary a little bit, but I'm going to be short, sweet, and to the point. So number 1, you gave the reason why. There was no state like this any time before, so he got to be number 1 for me because this is what I was able to witness some of. You know what I mean? I'm not that old, but the majority of, and why I am a Laker fan is because of this man. You understand? 5-time NBA champion, 3-time MVP, and revolutionized why LeBron can actually play that position as well now today, being as big as he was. Magic Johnson. 2, the greatest shooter in history. Without a question. Steph Curry is the second. Number 2 all-time greatest point guard for me. Number 3, Big O, you already said it. Mr. Triple Double in the season. Number 4, Zeke. Isaiah Thomas. Come on, man.
All right,
Stop
so
playing.
we fall in line.
Yeah, no question. A little bit mixed.
Now
listen,
this is where it's different.
Listen, man. This is gonna be different because at the end, I'm gonna go with what I witnessed. I know a lot of things have been done, but we got to go back to, listen, man. And I do the show, right? Right, and this is gonna be funny because at every interval of this position, it's been dominated by a white dude, right? Now, at different times, at different iterations, it's changed, all right? But this model of consistency right here, I'm going to say, is the number 5 all-time assist leader, John Stockton. Model of consistency, without a question, tough as nails. It ain't nobody who going to tell you or who can watch basketball and say that the way that he showed up, the way he was trying to pick your pockets, the way he ran like a fucking Energizer bunny, without a question. Just being able to show the work every day. I got to get that to him.
Couldn't go left.
Hell yeah. So
anyway.
He didn't have to. He had the mailman. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if CP3 or Zeke had the mailman to dump it to every time you got scared, your assist would be top of the tier too. Anyway.
Well, first off, I want to say, Matt, I love the CP3 mention. I don't have him in my top 5, but I think he's putting together a good end to his career. He played every game this year. Didn't have to on the Spurs. They weren't even contention for anything by the end of it. Also, shout out to Matt for trumping my Spurs take. I mean, when we got hurt, we don't know what would have happened. But number one, I got Steph. I think if you have Magic over Steph, you're out of your goddamn mind, Kim. I'm sorry. You're out of your goddamn mind.
Damn.
You said on the last
I
episode that
respect it.
Steph was ahead of him on the all-time list. I don't know what happened in a week, too.
Oh wait, you did.
No,
I don't know.
I
you
didn't. What are you
Yes, you
talking
did.
about?
We're gonna
No, I
run that
didn't.
tape back. We're
No,
gonna run that tape
no.
didn't.
That's all-time players list. We were talking about moving into all-time players list. This doesn't have anything to do with top all-time point guards. What are you talking about? That was not an all.
Right,
no. Wake up. 420. You're a little too low. Wake up.
But I got Steph number one. He's the greatest shooter of all time. He's the leader of the only franchise that has ever rivaled the Bulls in all-around excellence. He is the first unanimous MVP. He's still going. Magic was robbed because of AIDS, and that's why Magic is number two. I'm sorry. I'm just putting the facts out there. If Magic had a full career, Magic would be number one.
Yes, he'd
hands
be
down.
far and away number one.
Yeah.
He would be.
He would probably have
it's
8-9 chips. The Lakers would be the greatest franchise of all time, hands down, no argument whatsoever. But got to put
They
out the
already
facts
are, but
there.
whatever.
Number three, I got Big O. Saved Kareem's career.
Am I starting this narrative? This can't be a narrative I started.
I don't know.
We gotta end it here.
I don't know.
But he was the big scoring point guard before there was big scoring point guards, man.
Facts.
I think Oscar dominated, during his time. But number four, I got John Stockton. Listen, when you talk about the point guard position, you're talking about assists, you're talking about steals, and that is the two. He leads all time in both. So I got to put him for, just for that reason alone. And then number five, I got Isaiah Thomas. I know back when we did this list before, Kem, we did this towards the beginning of the season after Matt went on hiatus. But I had Russell Westbrook at 5, and I still think there's room for him to get in there, but ultimately I got Isaiah Thomas.
So I just want to give, because I'm the only one without John Stockton in my top 5, so I just want to press on that a little bit. I respect his fucking game. He was a dog. Everyone from that era says he was a fucking dog. So I'm not shitting on him by not having him in my top 5. I've just gone back and watched a lot of tape from John Stockton, and just his play style offensively pisses me off, and it just hurts me to watch it. Defensively, he's on your ass all fucking full court, don't matter. But it's just I hate how he plays offensively. I'm not gonna lie, it pisses me off. And so that's just why I don't. It's just a bias. It's a pet peeve of mine. I have him out. Thomas, it says you're muted.
Yeah, baby's in the background.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so we going shooting guards?
Yes, sir. Let's do it. You guys can kick it off.
You can go.
So for shooting guards, let me pull my list back up here. So number one, without a question, we're gonna go with Michael Jordan, though, 6-time, 5-time MVP, 6-time champion, 5-time MVP. You know what I mean? For me to go. Number two, we're gonna go with Kobe, easy, 5-time champion. You know what I mean? Most skilled, without a question, most skilled player, most competitive player to ever play the game. Any of that soft shit, I don't want to hear it. We could do it online, but let's pull up to the court is the type of person I'm on. I love that about Kobe. Dwayne Wade, got to be cool. Come on, without a question. 3-time champion, elite at both ends as well. Pull up, wherever you want to do it at. Allen Iverson, number 4 for me. Icon. Easy money, right? Now, I'm going a little different only because, listen, it ain't got everything to do with chips. It's about what he did for the NBA. The reason that I believe y'all even like the NBA is what Allen Iverson, without a question, how Allen Iverson lived the NBA. And then, listen, this is going to be a different one, right? Because there was an earlier take in an earlier episode when I said something about this man. But without a question, it's only because, Michael Jeffrey Jordan played in the NBA during the same time. That, you understand what I'm saying? We can laugh about him, right? Without a question. 5 is going to be Clyde. 10-time All-Star, like, without a question. One of the best all-around shooting guards of the 90s. Come on. Oh, man, there go the King. There you go. There you go. All right. Uh-huh.
So yeah, I'll go next.
Okay.
this is full biased, and everything that you said is why he is my number one. I have Kobe Bean Bryant as my number
Mm-hmm.
one. That was my
Mm-hmm.
GOAT growing up, will
Mm-hmm.
always be my GOAT. I cannot physically see anybody who plays the game better offensively, strategically, and skill wise better than Kobe Bean Bryant. 5-time champion. Sadly, only 1-time MVP. Nash out here stealing shit. We ain't going to talk about that, though. Number 2, I have Michael Jordan. Michael Jeffrey Jordan. 6 rings, ran through the 90s, did his thing. Is what it is. I just have a bias for Kobe. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, we line up perfectly. D Wade, offensive, defensive mastermind, running mate with LeBron, got his own ring in 06, one of the best finals performances of all time. Easily number 3. Number 4, see, I didn't see you coming with Clyde, so I can't match that energy. I apologize. So you ain't gonna like this pick, but I'm going James Harden. I'm going James Harden at 4.
Over
He,
AI?
I have AI next. I have AI at 5.
Okay.
I just think all around game,
You're stupid. It's like, no.
Harden has a better all around bag than AI, and AI also had to deal with a lot of injuries. So we didn't get to see AI's even greater potential on that second half of his career that he showed on that first half of the career. Harden, he's been consistent, given consistently going out in the second round, but he's been consistent his whole career as far as getting buckets, getting assists, barely playing defense. It is what it is. They both have an MVP. I have Harden just ahead of AI for size reasons and all that. AI, obviously, one of the best players of all time, revolutionized the handle game, him and Tim Hardaway Sr. And has his MVP, went toe to toe with Shaq, went toe to toe with Kobe, did his thing, and like you said, culturalized the game as we know it today. But yeah, those are my 5.
Not
All
bad.
right. I got
Hey, man.
Michael Jeffrey Jordan at number 1, man. He walked so Kobe can run.
Yeah,
And I think, listen, I got Kobe at number 2, but I really do think if that CP trade was approved and not vetoed, we would be talking about Kobe Bryant as the GOAT of basketball, because that at least gets him one more ring. And I think the Lakers wouldn't be so bad at the end of Kobe's career that they might have even squeezed out another one. But Kobe's number 2
it's
on
a
this
if.
list for
It's
me.
a if it
Yeah,
happens.
it's an if. So, you can't base these lists off ifs. But number 3, I got D Wade, one of the
Yep.
best finals runs ever. In my opinion, the best finals run ever from a player. Number 4, I got Allen Iverson, and then number 5, I got James Harden. But I think it's really close.
Okay.
Now,
Yeah.
the thing that I give Allen Iverson is that he is one of the very few people to lead a very under-talented team to a finals, and I value that extremely when it comes to these lists. And James Harden, I just think he's never missed the playoffs. I think if he can get through the rest of his career that way, it'll be hard to deny him over AI, because it's like you said, he has an MVP in a time where it was really tough to win said MVPs. Him on the Rockets was absolutely disgusting. We're talking about a 50-point, 60-point triple double. But I got to put AI at 4th over James Harden on this list.
I just feel like I have Harden over AI also because fuck, where'd that go? Might be gone forever. Who knows? It's out of my head. That shit just went in and out of my head so fast. That shit's gone. Never mind.
All right, Kim. Well, let us know.
Oh,
Let us
my
know.
bad. Here it is. Here it
Oh,
is. Here it is.
oh.
The also one of the biggest things that Harden couldn't ever lead a team to the finals when he was in his prime of bringing teams deep into the playoffs. He kept running into the fucking Warriors, man. It's just like it's a dynasty, and
I'm not
it is what
hearing
it
that.
is.
I'm not
I
hearing
get
that.
I
He
get
had the
that. I get
Warriors on
that.
the ropes. He is the one. He is the
I
reason
get that.
why they could not close out the Warriors, and they had every reason to.
So what is the deciding factor over AI and Harden? I just want to know.
I just feel like for
Because
me,
AI never had anything that Harden ever had at all, as far as team or roster at all. He's never had
And it was the
anything
stinky
close.
Philadelphia
the only
76ers.
time he ever
He's
the
never
only
had
time he
anything
ever did
close to
the only
what
time he ever did was the Nuggets with Carmelo, but he was broken by
that
then.
was. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
He was over. No, I'm
No,
talking about prime. Like
I
we're
know.
talking of why we would rank them in their
I
all time
just
because of the block that we've seen them play, not
I
what we
just
could have. of what they
Well,
do.
more or less, I seen Harden more just because I was a wee lad
There we
with
go.
AI.
There we go.
100%. That's 100%
There we
why
go.
most of the
There we go.
takes happen. Given
Yeah.
have I watched a shitload of AI? Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like one of the biggest things for generations of NBA, doesn't matter how much you go back and watch it, it's the feeling of watching it live when it's happening that changes your perspective on how the game is. And I watched Harden live for years, still am currently doing it. AI, I watched live very late into his career. So that passion for me loving AI is strong, but not as strong just because I wasn't there.
Hey man, listen, I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say something, and I love both of y'all, right? But I literally fucking played the hell out of sports. You understand what I'm saying? No, literally played the fucking hell out of sports, and we can take this out because I just want to have this conversation. So,
Right.
so my takes are literally. I want to tell you a lot of my shit is I literally played sports. They're like, you know what I mean? Like, so when we talking sports, like I'm not just fucking trying to say something because I watched it too, right? So for me, I want y'all to understand it. Maybe this the trees as I'm talking right now, but I'm dead ass serious. My shit is pulling off of what I know it takes to literally perform in competition, not
Right.
just what my eyes are telling
I
me.
had AI over
People
James Harden. Let's keep that straight.
no, not on that tip.
And
Like, not just what my eyes are telling me because listen, I can't listen to no music that I listened to 20 years ago, and just because I'm listening to it live, it makes it better than what it was 20 years ago. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you making it seem like because, and we again don't play this if y'all don't want to. You making it seem because like you can watch basketball live now, it's better than what it was in the 90s because you couldn't watch it live, or the player is better because you can't watch them live. You got to actually, the competition, if you're liking a player, you're actually able to assess their competition level as they're performing whatever said technique against the player. You understand what I'm saying? So you knew that the skill set of the 90s was a bit limited to, you can definitely judge that the skill sets are different versus this time. So if you look at the skill set of and look at the player and how you're going to rank the player, you got to look at how they were playing. You can't look at how Steph plays now and if he played against Iverson. That shit don't even make any kind of sense. How AI played against AI's competition and James Harden plays against his competition. If AI had any of the shit that James Harden had, I wouldn't give a fuck if you watched it in 2050. He would be way motherfucking better than James Harden.
Also, it comes down to too is fucking that era you weren't getting that. That era in the early 2000s was a one-man league. That's why the Spurs and the Lakers were running shit because they had more than one man.
And we're going to get into that.
He was making it to the fucking finals, or he made it to the finals because that era was built on one-man teams with a bunch of other motherfuckers around him. And he just was the best at that in that era as far as with the team he had. And obviously, he had other guys like fucking Dikembe or something and stuff like that. But like those aren't pivotal fucking offensive pieces that were next to him. And it's James Harden in this era needs all those pieces.
Yes, because people be weird and sketched out. Hell yeah, they be so sketched out about James Harden in every other facet. But the crazy thing is he's always had like a team around him to be able to galvanize him and be as good as he is. But this guy who we're ranking, who you got now, and it's okay however you want to rank your list, but it's crazy that you would put a guy that you're able to see that even with the sum of all parts isn't able to get over the hump, where you got somebody who didn't, you can go and look at Aaron McKee and Troy and them motherfuckers who he drugged to the finals against Kobe and Shaq. You understand what I'm saying? And stepped over Tyronn Lue in that most iconic moment, in one of the most iconic moments in NBA history. And I'm a Laker fan, but you cannot deny and what he did to the Lakers. You understand what I'm saying? In that series, you understand what I'm saying? It's some unremarkable shit I haven't seen James Harden do yet. I haven't seen him do it.
James Harden needs it. Mm-hmm. Everyone in this fucking era needs a team like that. You can't serve. There's nobody in this league running to the finals anymore with nobody around them.
Right.
So it's like there's been so many people other than just James Harden with stacked teams around them that can't get over the fucking hump. And I'm gonna say that too. AI couldn't get over the fucking hump with or without help. So it's just like nobody. It's like these are two guys who just couldn't get over the fucking hump. I just go with Harden because he's just somebody I saw and I loved the teams he had. And also the run he had against the Warriors. Yes, he didn't win in the game 7, but that was the
Or game
biggest
6.
test.
Let's not forget, James Harden was up 3-2 without Chris Paul. He had the chance to close out the Warriors. They were up by 15 plus in both of those closeout games, and he sat there and he laid a fucking egg. James Harden, in no sentence, is better than Allen Iverson. I am sorry, Matt. I sat here and let you guys go back and forth.
You just said it was close. You literally just said it's so close, but now
it's close. It's close, but this argument, honestly, the further that we get into it, I think the gap is a little bit bigger than what I said. Allen Iverson, with nothing, did get to the finals in a tough era where guys like him should not have been able to succeed. What do you think Allen Iverson is doing in this era? Allen Iverson is blowing the fuck out of
in
these
the
teams.
East. There was a bunch of teams back then with one guy and nobody.
Right.
Kobe and Shaq wasn't the one guy and nobody.
In the East. In the East. In
Okay.
the East, there was a bunch of one guys and nobodies. He just happened to be the best one guy with nobody. If he was in the West, he would not have made it out the second round because there was the Spurs and the fucking
Ifs
Lakers.
and buts and dicks and butts, bro. I'm sorry.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that. You broke it up for me because that take almost had me. I'm just
James
like, damn,
Harden.
bro, I love y'all, man. But some of the we gotta watch some shit together. We gotta, because I know you like Henny. We gotta literally pick like a what's the name and just watch a whole bunch of fucking like old shit, even if it's the 13-minute joints. You know what I'm saying? Because they got every game like for like 13 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like
they just have all the scoring plays.
Yes, you know what I'm saying? Like.
The last point that I want to make about James Harden is I got to watch James Harden just like you guys, just like you, Matt. And what I saw was a guy that is not a dog.
You hated James Harden. That's the thing. You hated James Harden.
And there's reasons for it. He averages more free throws than field goals in his whole entire career. If you want to talk about, you want to use that against Shea, use that against James Harden. James Harden's whole game was predicated off of running into the lane and flopping, shooting a three and fucking flopping. And that got him nowhere, as we saw. If he would have beaten the Warriors and Kevin Durant in that one series, honestly, I'd probably have him closer to Wade than I'd have him closer to Allen Iverson, because who knows what would have happened after that. But he's not a dog, and everything after that we've seen out of James Harden, he's not a dog. So I got LeBron number 1, small forward. I think that's fucking easy. There's nothing really too much to say there.
Come on.
Larry Bird, I got number 2. Again, nothing. You know, that I think that's set in stone. I got Kevin Durant at 3. Again, very, very easy. I think small forwards are a little easier because I got. This might be different. I don't know, but I got Scottie Pippen at number 4.
Okay.
Are we? Oh wait, Kem, you.
We 4 for 4. We 4 for 4.
All right.
Yeah, we 4 for 4.
So number 5
this spot is the one that was interesting to me. This
me too.
I think the other 4
Dr. J, Julius Erving.
Oh,
at number 5.
All right. He went old school. All right. I don't even have to say my list.
He's one of those players that has stood the test of time. And what I mean by that is he could have easily been forgotten about, being as back in the day player as he is, but a lot of people still talk about him. You go watch the highlights. He absolutely dominated. There's the reason why he's called the doctor. I got him at number 5.
And I'm gonna be very quick, Tom. We are back aligned, my guy. All right, we are back aligned, 100%.
From Zubac over Cat to agreeing on our all-time small.
Yes, we are lined back up. All right, but I gotta say one thing, Matt. I'm not going to have a problem with your take. I want your take to be okay, but I want you to think about what you said on our last pod, bro. You talked about the merging of the league and why the league was merged and what happened. He is a part of the reason why. Okay, so I just want to hear. Okay,
I think if Boy J was in the league in the 70s rather than the ABA, he probably would have taken some of them MVPs away. But anyway,
okay, all right, okay.
I think him and Moses would have taken some of them MVPs away. But anyway, your top 5, big dog.
That was it. Mine was exactly the same. That's why I just said that. Yeah.
Mine is also the same.
Oh, yes.
No, come on. Dr. J is fucking goated. Of course.
Yes.
The only comp I had was like either Kawhi, but it's just like he's injured so much in his career. And then like it was like Dominique and Melo, but they never won anything. So you had to go Jay, man. You had to.
That's the first time since we've been getting busy. We 100% aligned.
Hell yeah. So I'm gonna do power forwards. I'll start this off. I think Tim Duncan should undoubtedly be the number 1 power forward. I know I do have my little hate for Tim Duncan, but I also appreciate what he was able to bring to the league. Getting listen, Forget the championships that the San Antonio Spurs won. It's fucking San Antonio. They had no fucking business even being in the NBA, and they ended up with a dynasty. So hats off to Tim Duncan for being the top of that. Now, number 2, I had a long debate in my head about number 2, but I'm going with Dirk. And the reason why I'm going with Dirk is his presence for the Dallas Mavericks. Why we love the Dallas Mavericks so much when he was around. Him as a person, him as winning that one championship where he, again, I know we like to look at that championship as the championship that LeBron lost, but he beat LeBron, he beat Kobe, and he beat Kevin Durant in the Oklahoma City Thunder. That one ring is one of the best rings in fucking history.
He beat everyone's favorite players in those.
I got him at number 2. And he's just a white guy that brings in the fucking cookout plates with the foil. Like, come on, bro. How do you not love Dirk? Number 3, I got Charles Barkley. Listen, he didn't win a ring, but his dominance was sound. His dominance was there for a guy that wasn't as tall as everybody else. He was very dominant. And if it wasn't for Michael Jordan, he probably would have had a couple rings. I got Kevin Garnett 4th, but that's not to hate Kevin Garnett. That is basically just to say I don't have him above Barkley and Dirk, but I do think it's close between the 3. And then number 5, am I forgetting someone obvious, Matt?
No, the KG just being below those two just fucked me up.
No, I mean, listen,
heavy.
I just the way that I put it is Charles Barkley is so much of a better player than Kevin Garnett, in my opinion, that I have to put him above Kevin Garnett.
Bro, Minnesota KG was that guy, bro.
And that's fine,
MVP, but Depoy fucking had the best fucking 22-footer in the league. Could go inside, could go out. Nice little hook shot.
And that's fine. And that's fine and dandy.
I don't know, man.
That's fine and dandy. But number 5, which might be a surprise to many, I got Anthony Davis as the 5th best power forward of all time. Reason being is you guys already know I'm super sold on the talent.
Whoa. How is Giannis not in your top 5?
Huh.
AD has never been a better player than Giannis since Giannis broke out.
All right. You're right.
What are you talking about?
You're right. You're all right. Calm down.
Bro, your list got me all fucked up now.
No. You got me there.
Am I bugging? Listen. Am I bugging?
I just wanted to give Anthony Davis some love there, but you're right. Giannis is better. Giannis is better. Whatever. Giannis number 5. I love Giannis too. I'm bugging. I'm tripping. You guys can go.
All right. I'll go number 2, but yeah, I got Tim Duncan 1. For everything, dynasty from fucking 99 to fucking 2014. Like, he held shit down. I got KG number 2, deservedly. He was that motherfucker in Minnesota, brought him over, is probably the most important team to that Celtics team. Yeah, I know he didn't win that finals MVP, but I feel like he was the most important player. I got Giannis number 3, just because he's multiple-time MVP, defensive player of the year, willed that team to the finals, had one of the best finals performances of the last decade by far. And then number 4, I have Dirk, one of the best full runs of the playoffs we've ever seen. Like you were saying, Thomas, he beat everybody's fucking favorite player. Beat Trailblazers with Brandon Roy in LA.
You know me, I'm more of a moment guy.
He beat the Lakers coming off a 2-peat. Then he beat OKC, still young, but had the big 3. And then, beat the Heatles. And then, I got Barkley at 5. I'm showing my respect to Barkley, but you just had me all fucked up, man. that was fucked up.
Yeah, real dope though. So I'm gonna start with my honorable mention though. That season that I'm gonna just cap off the season that you were just talking about when killing everybody's favorite. That is one of those. One of the things that we're going to talk about later on for folks so that they know, man, one of those things that were forgotten. That's one of the best forgotten runs of NBA or sports history. Even though it's a one-time run for them, you understand what I'm saying? That was great. How there was nobody else besides Dirk Nowitzki was an all-star.
Dirk is not in your top 5?
No, not at all. I'm gonna be honest with you. He's not in my top 5 because somebody cracked my top 5. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna just go through it. So
all right, real quick. My bad, Kim. Real quick. I know who's in his top 5. Well deservedly be in his top 5. He just can't ever be in my top 5 because of what he did off the court.
Nope. You may not know.
Really?
Somebody. Yes. So thanks. I'm gonna get to that. 1 second. So I got Tim Duncan. We were aligned there. I got KG. I got Charles Barkley for all the reasons that you guys named earlier. Number 4, who I got here. I said Tim Duncan, KG, Charles Barkley. Yep.
Yep.
And then I got Giannis Antetokounmpo, okay,
Yep.
as my number 4, right? And then after that, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah,
I
you got the
only
mailman.
yeah, I gotta keep
Yeah.
him here. Yeah, that's yeah. You don't like
I
his off the
respect
court.
it, but I
Yes,
just,
without a
I
question. Yeah,
can't ever put him in a
yeah,
list for me. It
yeah,
is
man.
what it
Second
is.
time,
No.
but because I got
Realistically,
John
he's
Stockton.
second. Like if he didn't do any fucked up shit, he's
Yes,
probably
bro.
second, but-
Yes, and that's why I have him at 5.
be
And that's
number
why
2.
and that's if you don't, I want to just really just explain my take. But with me having John Stockton in that top 5 point guard, right? He wouldn't be in the top 5 point guard without being able to have the top 5
100%.
power forward. And that's why I have him at top 5 still at all. Even though LeBron passed him at second all time. Well, now he's third all time with Kareem being number 2 and LeBron being number 1. But man, you know, come on. And that's one of the things. With even not liking the style of basketball, just being able to dump it off on somebody running full speed ahead like that.
He was a dog.
You know what I mean? And had that little.
I didn't like Stockton that much.
Mhm.
Karl Malone was a fucking menace.
Yes, man.
I just can't get down with him off the
Yes.
outside
because
the ball,
the-
and it's just-
The logic
But
I
I
put
understand,
into,
for sure.
The logic I
Mhm.
put into it is that Karl Malone should have never even had an NBA career. That's why I don't put him in the top
Okay.
5.
Okay.
He got very insanely lucky that those parents were money hungry. Because if they weren't, he would have been fried. And I don't believe he should have had an NBA career. I think what he did was disgusting.
Shout
And
out
then
for
not
him
even
having
claim the
2
kid.
kids
Not even claim the kid, and then not
Yeah.
even be in his kid's life ever. I
until
think
he was an adult in the NFL.
Yeah,
I shout out to him for having 2 kids who became professional athletes. His
It's
daughter
just in the genes. It's
basketball,
not
and
'cause
then
of
his
he did
son.
fucking
No,
anything.
I know. Shout out to them genes, though. That's what I mean. Shout out to them genes.
All right,
Levi
so
genes. Anyway,
moving on to I think the most interesting list. I think this will be good.
The most-
we
one of
got,
the
we
most
got the
stacked-
NBA centers.
one of the most stacked positions, man.
Want me to go first, fellas?
Hell yeah.
I'll run through because I'm gonna be a little quicker because you know I'm gonna pick up right where I left off. So we're gonna start right with Kareem, 6-time MVP, most ever, 6-time champion, Skyhook Master. 2, without a question, we got to go with the rings. The other old guy in the room, right? I'm not gonna be as old after that, right? We're going with Bill Russell, 11-time champion. They say he is the greatest winner ever in sports history. He also, not only his 11 rings do not include the 1 ring that he won as a coach as well, right?
Yeah.
Now, here's the other thing. Number 3, I'm going with Big Diesel, Superman, Shaq, all the different names that he has, right? DJ Diesel, 4-time champion. Listen, I've never seen anybody as physically dominant or as skilled. You understand what I'm saying? If he would have had time to work on that jump shot, if the 90s wasn't the 90s and the early 2000s weren't the early 2000s, you know what I mean? Like when, you know what I mean? Like braggadocious got you somewhere. Man, I think he would have had a lot more of a career. Real shit, man. Then we got to go with the stat monster after that. Wilt Chamberlain, number 4 for me. All right, without a question. He had a 100-point game. He was a 2-time champion. All right, without a question. Even though we didn't get to see him, just even knowing that someone had a 100-point game in the NBA and the closest person to it in anybody's recent history that they saw get down was either Kobe or Tracy McGrady, where he scored like 61 and 3/4 or something like that, and didn't even. So we understand 100 points is hard to get. Last but not least, we're gonna go with the 2-time finesse king, man, Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon. Okay. All right. He was a defensive player of the year, a 2-time champion, and he was able to get it done on both ends. But again, he was the finesse king. Like all the moves that y'all love to see, the ditty usually came from the body before it went to the legs. You understand what I'm saying? And that ditty, Hakeem's was crazy. Go back and watch. That's my top 5.
The diddler. Hakeem Olajuwon, the diddler.
Diddy was said too much in that sentence.
Come on, man. I can't. All right, what that biddy, man. I don't want to take it from the other guys, but the biddy. You know what I'm saying? It's however you want to put it. But that's, you know what I mean? Like that came from upper body. Woo, it was crazy.
Hakeem's arguably my favorite center of all time.
Okay.
Watching him play is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, man. I don't have him. You gotta go watch that Rockets Magic Finals, man.
Oh, man.
That was one of the most like beautiful displays of basketball I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I'll make it quick. Number 1, I got Kareem for everything that Kem said. You know, the championships, the MVPs, the being the all-time scoring leader for as long as he was. Number 2, I got Wilt. And I don't care what anybody tells me. Listen, the way he was able to dominate and the way that people explain him back in the day, I think he would have been...
He's mythical.
not just as good in other leagues, because obviously that would have been hard to replicate, but I think he still would have been a top player in every other time in history. I think he would have been shooting threes in this era. I think he would have been in the paint with the dogs,
He was so
in
athletic.
the 80s and 90s. I think he would have morphed into whatever you really needed him to be. I just think he got stuck with a bunch of trash ass players during his career. He was only able to get 2 rings out of it. But number 3, I got Shaq. But Shaq he's honestly, I really wanted to put him above Wilt, but I had to give that shout out to Wilt. He was fucking women. He was, he was fucking like 4 women a day, man, and being the best basketball player. He was ahead of his time. Number 4, number 4, I got Bill Russell. Listen, the reason why I have Bill Russell so low is because I don't respect his rings like a lot of other people do. I'm sorry, Kem. But listen, I just
It's
think
okay.
that Boston, the Celtics, the organization, I think they were just ahead of their time. They were ahead of everybody. They built a phenomenal team. They knew what a basketball team was supposed to look like while nobody else did. I think he was good, don't get me wrong, but at the
He was
same
great.
time, we really didn't get to see him on a team by himself just to see exactly how great he was, like we got to see with Wilt. And then number 5, I got Hakeem. I think if Hakeem's not on your list, I would have probably exploded. But go ahead, man.
Hey, yo.
Real quick,
Hey,
fellas, I want to ask you guys something because y'all, and I know y'all don't have a problem with it, but you know that all sports is about having the competitive edge. Even if you like
Of
a team,
course.
it's about
Yeah.
having the competitive edge. And everything you just explained about Boston was what you ever want as a fan to ever be a
Of course.
part of. You
For
Yeah.
understand what
Boston, but
yes.
he-
No,
not
I mean
for
as a
Bill
fan,
Russell.
yes, no. For as a fan, right? You want to be a part of be a fan of an
Yeah.
organization that is ahead, that thinks ahead of the curve as far as it pertains to like player empowerment
I
and
just
then
think
just
that
players
they
that they
were
choose and you know what I mean? Constructing
yeah.
teams and all of
Well,
that
it's
kind of
just that
shit.
they were
All of
so
that
far
shit means
ahead.
something.
They were so
Yes.
far ahead, and Bill Russell had
Yes,
such a
man.
long career that he was able to get
Yes.
12 rings out of that, and I just don't like
Yes.
he gets those rings if
Yes.
they didn't
But he's
they were
talking about
so
the
far ahead.
coaching one
Oh,
too.
yeah,
Yeah,
coaching
like and
too,
then
yeah.
coaching, like he even revolutionized that. That was like
Yeah.
it was just crazy. Like to go from, you know what I mean, the bench to the front seat, well, stand on the bench to the first seat on the bench. Like that's just crazy, man. So that's one of the reasons why I had to put him up there because in all truth, I think that just like a lot of y'all said, or what both of you guys said, I think that if he would have been on other teams or something, it's something that we would have never, we don't know. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? How he
Yeah.
would have fared against competition. You know what I mean? As we
It's just
are able to
Arguably,
say
I have so
arguably
much
would have
every other
been.
person that we have ranked.
I have so
But
much trust and faith that Wilt would have still been good no matter
yeah,
what era was, because
yeah.
I truly genuinely think he would have been popping threes just
Mm-hmm.
fine
Bro,
in
the
this era.
stories about Wilt from back then
And his competitiveness,
is
everything.
fucking
Yeah.
disgusting. I remember there was a story from I don't remember who the wide receiver was at that time in the league, like the top one. I don't. It was like 60, so God forbid. But they said they're at like a Hollywood party or some shit, and he had challenged Wilt to like a little like 40-yard dash, and Wilt demolished him. And he was like
Mhm.
at that point the fastest player in the NFL, and he
Mhm.
said Wilt demolished him in the 40-yard dash. And
He was
this
a freak
and
of
this is
nature,
like
bro.
these motherfuckers were drunk at a party, and this
Mhm.
happened, and he demolished
Well,
him. Like his athletic prowess was ridiculous.
it just
Mhm.
goes back to the simple thing that we always say: you can't win in basketball without a team, and that's
Right.
just. I mean, he won
Mhm.
one. He got one
Mhm.
in Philly
Mhm.
without having the
Mhm.
strongest team, but
Yep.
that's I believe that's when they started getting like Hal Greer and shit like that. So yeah,
All right,
Yeah.
so yeah, my center list is just gonna piss
goofy.
some motherfuckers off, but
Shaq.
I got Shaq. I got Shaq at one.
Okay.
He he was the face of the league when I started watching basketball.
Nothing wrong with that.
And then Kobe was my favorite player of all time, so that team just encompassed all my attention. He's just the most dominant player of all time. He could bring the ball, like you were saying, Kem. Like if he wasn't in that era, he like and started shooting the set. He was already bringing the ball up the floor. He could
Mhm.
dribble. He had a little fucking
Mhm.
tween as far as back to the basket. He had finesse. He just wasn't in that right era to express all of that finesse.
Mhm.
Of course, I got Kareem number 2. As much as I was talking the last 2 episodes, Kareem is still that motherfucking guy. He's still top 6 in my book.
Yeah.
Yes, he should be top 4 in some people's eyes, but he's 6 in my book.
Okay.
But Kareem's still that motherfucking guy. Still Laker great. Still on my Mount Rushmore Lakers. Don't get it fucked up. Number 3. So this is where the lists are completely different.
Okay.
Number 3, I have Nikola Jokic. He is the best offensive player at the
Okay.
center position we have ever seen.
Okay.
He
All
is
right.
currently right now in the midst of our eyes revolutionizing what the center will be in the future.
Mhm.
He's just a different player, and he got that ring. He got
Respectable.
like Thomas has said multiple times, if things went right and the people didn't get like voter fatigue, he would probably have 5 straight MVPs.
Mhm.
He's just
It's a
something
good
we ain't
take.
never seen before at that position. I just have him at 3.
Take.
And then, given I wanted Hakeem on this list, like I said, he's probably my favorite center of all time to watch. But 4 and 5, I got Wilt and Bill Russell for everything you two have said. For everything you two have said. They are the pioneers. You said Jordan walked so Kobe could run. These two fucking walked so everyone could run.
Mhm.
Everyone. And yes, I have Wilt over Bill just for the fact that I do agree with what you were saying, Thomas. That Celtics team was fucking stacked. That Celtics team was stacked, had 9 Hall of Famers or 10 Hall of Famers
Yeah.
on it. They were stacked. And it's just like the leading fucking scorer for Celtics all-time history was also on that team, and it wasn't Bill Russell, it's John Havlicek.
Mhm.
Given scoring isn't everything, not at all.
Mhm.
If blocks and steals were accounted for back then, Bill Russell would be skyrocketing on
Oh,
that
yeah.
list. Also,
Mhm.
Wilt would be too. There's many accounts where people said Wilt had double-digit block games, double-digit steal games. So both of these guys, if all stats were accounted for, their stats are already ridiculous. If all
Mhm.
stats were accounted for, these two would be in a different stratosphere. But yeah, those are my 5.
Listen,
All
with
right.
that
We're
being
done.
said, we hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We had a lot of hard-hitting stuff in there. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, leave some feedback. I think we got a good trio here, me, Matt, and Kem. We will be here with you for the rest of the playoffs. We'll be here with you at the start of the NFL season. We are just going to be here with you till the rest of the time. Thank you
Like,
guys so much
subscribe,
for tuning in. A lot of you
join the
guys have been tuning
conversation.
in lately. You guys have been all over the world have been tuning in to us. You guys are
Yeah.
giving us the confidence. You guys are giving us that drive to keep going and get this thing
Yeah.
finally to the finish line. It's been a good 2.5 years. We're not stopping here. We're going to have merch soon. We're going to have an updated website. We're going to have
It's
a
coming.
load of shit. The video games are coming back. That's something that me and Matt are going to be talking about as we get closer to the end of this NBA season. Baseball is heating up. WrestleMania, wrestling never ends. So we're just going to have unlimited content. So we appreciate you guys for tuning in. Like I said,
This summer's gonna be good.
stay different. Stay different. That's
Please
Stay
all I
different.
got to say. Have a good
Mhm.
day or night, whatever time it is while you're watching.
Join the conversation.
Hit that fucking music. Saying now.
Hit